Hello everyone, hope you guys are having a fun time with the new patch along with the Makutu rework. Now for this video, I've been wanting to cover tons of awesome combos for my favorite character in the Bleeding Edge roster, Makutu, but I didn't want to make one until his rework came out. Finally, after all this waiting, I feel confident enough to show everyone what he's made of, so enjoy yourself and hope these moves help give you an edge in the arena. Now, to get straight down to business, if there's some of you that aren't familiar with Makutu, I mean, how could you not? I mean, look at him. Look at him! He's a freaking unit! Anyway, Makutu is a frontline melee fighter that is the tank role. My brew here excels at engaging and disrupting against other fighters. He's also a good side support with the help of his utility he can give to his teammates during fights, objectives, or escapes. Now before we get to the main dish of combos, I just want to show off his regular combo kit to help some of you get familiar with what you can do at first. But however, if some of you feel like you're comfortable with them already, then I'll post a time where you can jump to so you can get down to the main course. First up, we got his basic combo, which consists of 4 hits in total, but only needing 3 presses of the attack button. The second attack in the combo strikes the opponent twice, which is handy. On his final hit, he swings with an uppercut. While holding the attack button, you can initiate fast hands, where you will literally slap your opponent silly. However, if you hold the attack button between hits, you can also start a palm strike attack. Acts the same way as your slaps, just as a second input into the combo. You can also move around with the palm strike as well, making it easier to follow your target. A quick little note for those of you new to Makutu, your slaps do stagger non-tank opponents when you release the attack input, so use this to keep the pressure on them during a fight. Another thing I see new Makutu players struggle with is that these simple attacks can track your target with a lock-on in-game, where Makutu will face them no matter where you move him or the camera, so keep this in mind when trying to keep your slaps on target while on the move. Alrighty, time for the fun stuff. If you hold the attack button on the third input, you will make Makutu do a rising uppercut. Now, you can't tell me that doesn't make you want to scream Shoryuken on the top of your lungs when you do it. It looks dope doing it. You can hold his 3 separate attacks to burst stun a target in place before finishing it with a flashy uppercut. This move will play a huge part in many of Makutu's combos you'll see in a bit. Alright, more fun stuff. When you launch a target into the air with rising uppercut, you can now decide whether to kick them away, which launches them into an airborne stun, or bring the smackdown with the belly slam. Ouch. Now this is what makes Makutu who he is. A big overwhelming force running into you. This ability is called Barge. You're able to charge and tackle opponents and carry them away and steer them into a wall for a burst of damage and a small stun, or, our personal favorite, into hazards. Now that the basics are out of the way, it's about time we start getting into some actual combos you guys could try out. Now I know there are some of you that have a hard time landing a barge because people keep moving out of the way and you can't seem to land it. This is why you're going to start using your barge with combos to help make sure you land those needed tackles. Now, a simple favorite of mine is Makutu's regular uppercut launch. The moment you knock the enemy into the air, you immediately barge into them while they're still airborne, guaranteeing that you get that tackle in the end. Another issue Makutu is faced with is the mechanic when a non-tank opponent is knocked down, they have the ability to either evade for free quickly, or to do a wake-up attack to stop you from finishing your combo, or your barge. This is why your combos are going to consist of having your opponent in the air as much as possible so that they have a harder time retreating. The first thing you want to learn and get used to is to use Makutu's Leg It / Healthy to drop faster when uppercutting an opponent into the air. The reason is because you drop faster if you activate either of these while in the air, giving you a faster reaction time to pull off a barge combo. Now this next combo is a fun one I learned from a friend who also mains Makutu, named Rashid. It consists of the following: rising uppercut, into fast drop, then immediately do a quick attack as the enemy is falling to stagger them in mid-air and then quickly barge into them. A very fun combo that will definitely put the hurt onto non-tank opponents. What's that? Oh no, the hazard is behind you and not your opponent. Say no more, my friend. With the same combo, you can drop forward behind your target and do the same thing, except this time, you basically repositioned yourself behind them, giving you the window for that juicy hazard kill. Since Makutu's new Hueki stance can launch tanks into the air as well, you want to use the fact that enemy tanks cannot evade or do a wake-up attack when knocked down. So right here is when I simply first uppercut them into the air, then simply drop fast with leg it or healthy, then do another combo quick enough to launch them back into the air again, then this time body slam them into the ground and quickly barge into them to seal the deal on the full damage. You can also use Makutu's new ability Attractive to restand your opponent, but this might be risky if they have an ability to help them stop you from doing the final blow. I suggest doing it in the end as a finisher, just to be safe. Makutu's Super Katamori also got a decent buff in its hitbox size, speed, steering, and better knockback. Thanks to this and his ability to knock up enemy tanks, you can get away with some funny stuff once you get the hang of it. And by funny stuff, I mean being able to juggle another tank in the area with your Katamori. It was very hard for me to get perfectly, but when you land it, you feel godlike. However, I can understand if this combo gets a little bit too difficult or frustrating to land, and it's not very consistent. So another thing I could recommend is putting a tank into the corner and doing the same thing. It's a lot more easier to land, and it's still just as fun to see them just juggle in the air. So I was messing around with Makutu's new ability, Attractive, and was trying to see if I can do something more useful with it besides just catching people running away. And then I realized that if I simply jump, I can pull enemies into the air with me by force. Then I started experimenting. What if the delay is long enough for me to get an air stun on someone, and lo and behold, it was. So I tried putting it into a combo, then I found out how. You first start off by launching the enemy into the air, then kick them away, immediately drop down fast with leg it, then quickly jump and activate Attractive at the same moment their body hits the ground for less than a split second so they can't evade in time. Then hit them once again in the air to stagger them, then finally finish it off with a barge. Doing this full combo will make you feel like you're doing some sort of weird complicated Street Fighter juggle combo, and it feels awesome. Just a little side note, Attractive can also, break channeling abilities and, take Buttercup out of her mount. Do with that what you will. Finally got through all the stuff I had in mind showing in this video. I hope it was a nice learning experience. I want to do a quick shout out to my friend who is also a Makutu main, goes by the name Rashid. He makes some fun Makutu videos in case you guys want that. I suggest checking him out. And another friend who also helps with teaching lots of bleeding edge in-game tech goes by the name Joreyo. I suggest looking up his videos if you want a better in-depth explanation on certain game tech mechanics. The game itself doesn't teach you. I'll leave a link to their channels so you can find them easier. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all help cause chaos. Goodbye.